Hey Track Gang, what's going on in this week's episode of the Boeville in Newtown? Well, it's right over here. Stand by and we'll get into what's happening this week. Well, hello, Track Gang, and welcome to episode 38 for 2023. I'm Ray. Of course, most of you know that, but as you saw, decided to do something a little different with the start of this video. Decided to break a couple of the old Mantua steam locomotives out. Just just decided it was the right time. I had a chassis system train sitting in the yard, and I had a Reading train sitting in the yard, and I was like, you know what? Why not? Let's go ahead and run the Camelback and the 462 and let them exercise a little bit because they hadn't been running a while. And in fact, the 462 kind of concerned me a little bit when I first applied power to it. It didn't sound good, and then it finally settled out. So I think it's okay. I'll have to go back and probably do some updated maintenance on those locomotives, or at least the chassis system. We'll see. But yeah, as you can see, I haven't really done anything new with the bridge area. I'm gonna get back to that this week. Hoping to, at least. I've got some ideas in my head as to what's going to happen over here now. There is one situation that I'm going to have to figure out, and that is the road bridge with the pier setback area is sitting higher because it's actually sitting on top. when I had it before, it was actually sitting a little lower, so it didn't have an arc to it. Right now, it's got a minor arc, so I'm going to have to do something with it. It's going to get a little bit taller because I've got to fill those gaps in yet on top. I want to put the brick across the top of that, so I'm going to have to fix that at some point. So, but yeah, that's the plan of attack for this week, is to do some more work on the dam scene. I've got some new ideas floating in my head as to how I'm going to tackle some of the scenery elements on here. But I wanted to run some trains first because I'm going to have to be able to do what I want to do back here, I'm going to have to take the Central Valley Model Works bridge out of the way. It's a fairly simple process to do that. But it's not, once it's out, then I'm not going to be able to run trains until I get done with the scene, and then I can put the bridge back in place. That is one of the things that is nice about this, is the fact that I only have to move, 2, 4, 6, 8 rail joints. I can go up underneath of this thing, pick it up, move it off to the side, get it out of harm's way, and then I can focus in on the dam scene, because like I said, there's some things that back here I have to do in order to get to the next step. Am I to the point where I'm going to start working on a water feature and things of that nature? Not yet. I will say, however, that Jason the Train Freak gave me an idea for the bottom part of this dam with the riprap that's going to be down the bottom, and that was using, I guess for lack of a better term, it was pea gravel or something very similar to it. That is going to be probably what is going to end up on the bottom underneath the bridge, because the dam, with the water comes, if the water were to go, because this isn't a hydroelectric dam, it's just a dam for a reservoir. So it's a spillway. So if the reservoir gets too high, it'll spill over and then run down. I do know that with the Loch Raven Dam down at the bottom of it, it does have that riprap, and that is to try and help, I guess, for lack of a better term, break up that flow as it comes down, so it doesn't start to erode the banking and anything else that's down there that they're trying to keep to help that river continue to flow, because there is some flow to it, especially right now. We've had the last 24 to 48 hours, we have had a heck of a lot of rain. It's actually December the 10th. So, of course, we're all ramping up for Christmas. Don't forget that next Sunday, not tonight, but next Sunday, which actually by the time this video comes out, it'll be 2 days away, is the annual STS Holiday Show. 8 p.m. U.S. Eastern. That'll be over on the Foltz Bailey Model Railroad. So be on the lookout for be on the lookout for that live stream. The gang will all be together. And another reminder, since I'm on that topic, is don't forget, we will still have a show on the 24th. It's not going to be a live show. It's going to be a pre-recorded show. I've actually got it sitting on my computer at the moment. I need to do a little bit of editing to it, not much. But that will premiere at 8 p.m. on Christmas Eve. For those that are so inclined to go ahead and watch the premiere on Christmas Eve. Like I said, one of the reasons why they did that, it will be on my channel, but one of the reasons why we did that is all of us that are active in STS right now are going to be, obviously, are going to be busy on Christmas Eve with family. So, at any rate, I'm going to stop here for a bit. I'm going to go ahead and run 2 more trains through the system. I've actually got to go ahead and break down the 2 that just ran. But I got to break those down. I'm going to run 2 more, and then I'm going to pull the bridge out of the way and see what happens. We'll be back. All right, folks, it is now Saturday, the 16th, and I know I should have probably had this out yesterday, but I wasn't done. And we're just going to swing down. I'm going to try and get a little bit closer here, because this area probably looks a lot different than what it did in the past. First off, I'm going to try and get around the camera here. First things first, the whole area here, The damn base, the damn face, the base and the face, and that was not nice. The base and the face is now been, I use spackling compound and basically tried to smooth it out a little bit, especially the base because it looked like wood. This is underlayment. This is fairly smooth, but it still had a little bit of grain to it. I think I'm good now. That's the first thing. The second issue was I was not happy with the damn sides. You know, the pieces on either side of here. And ultimately, I ended up taking it apart. And then I ended up recutting the foam. Because if you notice, this here on both sides is brand new foam. And this is probably the fourth iteration. Because I wasn't happy with the first three. I could not get it to match up the way I wanted to, and I pulled out a bag of foam to go ahead and put the pieces away, and realized I had a couple of nice sized blocks in there, and I'm like, well, shoot, those will be perfect to go ahead and do what I wanted because I had it pieced and it didn't look right. Now, the reason why I wanted to redo the damn face is there wasn't a lot of structure behind it. If you remember when I built it, I had foam core behind it, and it seemed a little too flexible. Let's put it that way. It didn't look right. There was nothing behind it to hold it in place. So the idea here was to put new foam in and actually use the foam to hold the dam face, or I shouldn't say the dam face, but the dam sides in place. And there's a lot of damming going on around here, I tell you. So that was the point in that. Now, if you notice over on this side specifically, there is still a bit of a gap here. I'm going to fill that with foam core behind the actual side piece, but the face of the structure will be right up against the foam itself. I did find something else out that was a little bit interesting that I didn't think about before, and that was the fact that I have that foam-friendly adhesive that I had bought. And while I was playing with this, the plastic came off the foam core. The plastic came off the foam core. The only thing I'd done was used white glue, and it didn't hold. It was just never designed, I guess, for lack of a better term, to do what I was trying to do. With this piece, I actually used that foam-friendly adhesive to glue the plastic to the foam core, and that is holding really, really well. So that's the way I'm going to go going forward when I go to fix this side, and when I go to finish fixing this one, although this one here is a lot closer. The whole point was the issue. Let me go ahead and go back over here to the left. The whole issue is exactly this. You see how there's a gap between the sidewall and the dam? I wanted something to push it up against, because I'm not sure if wood glue or anything else, and I really didn't want this. I really don't want this to be, I hate to say permanent, so I didn't want to go gluing everything together, and if I have to take it apart for some reason, I couldn't get it apart. So I'm kind of making it somewhat, I guess, removable or modifiable or whatever you want to call it. So having the new foam sitting here is going to help, be able to push, because now there's something behind it, be able to actually push give me some place to go up against to push the dam wall up against the dam itself, and not have to worry about gluing it to the dam. That was the whole point in that, and that needs to be back over there, because that's actually the face. Well, not the face, but that is supposed to get glued up here to act as the abutment for the upper bridge, which I'm still playing around with that. I figured at this point, since I was messing around with this, it would be better just to go ahead and try and get the dam scene, at least the dam itself, prepped up and ready to go. So that way when I'm actually ready to paint, which I'm pretty close to doing that, Once I just got finished gluing the foam in place, and I know I'm going to have to do some modification, for instance, over on this side. I don't know if it's going to show up on camera real well, but this here is where the bridge is supposed to stop, and this is actually out in front, and yeah, I'm going to have to trim that back, but that's fine. I wanted to wait until that piece is glued in place, or foam adhesive in place, and then I can go ahead and modify it some more. Trying to modify it while it's loose was just not happening. So the same thing on this side. Eventually, once this glue dries, I'll be able to put the foam core behind that and be able to push the dam wall sides up against the dam itself. So that'll be that. But this side here, I think, is pretty good. Obviously, there's going to be some Frenching in of some scenery here. I've got the spackling compound. I've got the what the heck was that other stuff that I picked up when I was working over the paper mache. That I can go ahead and kind of French that all in again. Once I get the dam face or the dam walls, the sides, I can go ahead and worry about that. That's not something, sorry for kicking the camera thing, but that'll be the next portion of that. So I'm going to swing up here a minute and rotate and get on camera for a minute. So that's where we're at. I was really hoping to be further along with this. Of course, I've been saying that all year, but we're finally making some real headway here, and I'm really starting to feel good about this. So once the foam friendly adhesive cures, which takes I think like 24 hours, I'll be able to go back and start fine-tuning the sides and getting everything cleaned up, and then I can take either the spackling compound or that paper mache that I've got and smooth everything out, make it look nice, and then we'll be able to start painting over here so I can go ahead and move on, because I really want to get over the Boeville. The north end of Boeville. I want to get the inner urban back up and running. That's one thing. But now that I've got the idea in my head about what I want to do with the white walls that are around the edges here, I want to get into that. And I don't want to, keep hopping back and forth, bouncing around. I want to have some sort of flow to this. So the flow is going from the corner over here, from where the scene goes into the backdrop, starting from here, which we've already kind of done, but going from there across the dam and then going down. Swing your camera around and round. From the dam scene, going down through this area into the upper part or the north end of Boeville, and then working my way around to the backside. Now, again, working on the backside of this, I don't know. I may just go ahead and get it down to the point where it's just at the edge of the backdrop over here, and then turn around and start going back north. Because again, I shouldn't say nobody, you don't see what's on the other side of that backdrop right now. Which is a bit of a problem, but it's also kind of a good thing, because I can kind of leave that for last. Get everything on the front side of this done, maybe even get some paint on the backdrop here, some blue paint to get rid of the brown. I got rid of my posts, now I've got a brown backdrop. But to go ahead and get that done, but I can't do anything with the backdrop really until I get the foreground scenery done. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense because I don't know what's going to be there yet. Well, I take that back. I know it's going to be there. I just don't want, it's convoluted, I know. I'm doing things way out of turn and upside down and backwards and everything else. But, the bigger thing was originally was just getting this thing running. Well, now it's running, and it's running rather well. Now let's start working on getting back to working on the scenery again and getting that straightened out. So, that's like I said, that's where we're at. Messing with this damn scene, that's where I'm focused, and we'll get this taken care of, and then we'll move on. So, you all know the deal. Wait for the highball. Green tracks ahead. We'll catch y'all next time. Be safe. God bless. Forgot where I put the remote. We'll see ya.